What's up? It's Fletch with Fletch Films. In this video, I'm going to be going over Andor. Off the cuff, what I loved and liked about it, things I was going to predict and whatnot. I'm going to tone it down, slow it down. At the end of the video, I packed up a Star Destroyer, so please stay tuned to the end of the video. I am into vintage Star Wars toys, etc., etc. Market blast, by the way. I at least did about $110 worth of, basic Star Wars toys. Anyway, back to Andor. So that was good for the sales because I have not been selling a lot of Star Wars by the way. So Andor, the big thing that I want to cover right now, and there's just so much. There is so much. I just love YouTube. I love going and checking out so many other YouTubers, Generation Tech, Star Wars Meg, there's hundreds of other ones. But what I want to talk about is, again, what a lot of other people have talked about, but was that really a Cyril? Was that really a redemption arc? I predicted it. I predicted it was just too much that was going on. He had his hands deep into working with the Gormans, and in that he was going to have some sort of comeuppance. He was going to have some sort of, oh shit, what did I do? And I predicted that in one of my other videos that only got like 22 views. I hope this one gets a little bit more, but I just don't care anymore. I just got to get it out there, what I love to talk about Andor, about Star Wars. So again, I loved the way that he was just baffled. He was just shell-shocked. And obviously everybody is praising Andor right now, and I'm going to praise it one more time too. But the fact that he, in a way, yeah, he was born into an imperial establishment. He, was raised by the mother that he had, and that this was his lot in life. And he wanted to be a part of something bigger. He wanted to be part of the order of the empire. But boy, did he have a comeuppance in that he's like witnessing what he helped to create in orchestrating the Gorman massacre. And then, the piece de resistance, when he saw Andor, he just was just like a rabid dog, and just that was just, and he just went blind, and he obviously, and then that culminated in that big fight with Andor. And then, when you really dig deep into the psychology of it, who are you? Andor, and that's like, who am I? Who are you? What makes us who we are? And I've often thought about this. Programming, obviously my programming, yeah, I like Star Wars. Someone who listens to FM radio and only listens to the oldie stations or smooth jazz, who are you? What we do, who we surround ourselves with, really, who are you? And he's like, oh, who are you? And then, who are you? And then blaster bolt to the head by the Gorman front leader gentleman. Yeah. So there's so many things. So I'm going to jump right back into the other, just was like, when you're watching these last 3 episodes, I think now I got to count. It was 7, 8, 9, whatever, the last 3. You know what I'm talking about. With the Force user just being the cook at the rebellion, at the mess hall or whatever, and that she's a Force healer, that she's got some sort of powers or something like that, the Force healer, and the way they did that, and that Andor is a messenger, and that she senses something, just everything that they did, that actress, how they orchestrated every word of that sequence was spot on, and I really loved how that unfolded. It just couldn't have been. It added in the perfect part of mysticism and the Force lore, that hokey religions, and the match for a blaster at my side hip, as Han would say. But that was just perfect. I got to think of the other screenshots that I took. There was so many topics that I want to talk about, and I heard Star Wars Meg talking about, are we gonna see maybe even a glimmer of Bix? That obviously she walked away. I was again thinking about, okay, they're gonna kill her, and then for a minute there, I had in the back of my mind, I didn't have time to make a YouTube video about it. She could just walk away, and I sure hope Val just fades into the I don't know. I mean, how they could just have her fade into they really have to kill her. She just becomes part of one of the soldiers at Yavin. I mean, she's an important character. She doesn't need to be really fleshed out. I mean, what will happen with Val? And then I've seen, again, some other YouTubers pointing out, I'm going to jump around right now to some shots. I think I screenshotted them from the trailers with Dedra and Luthen in the shop, and Dedra's pulling a blaster in the shop, and so she's obviously found out about Luthen and just how that's gonna go down. So, and then I was at Clea is hitting that button, and I have a feeling that she's gonna end up blowing up maybe Luthen and the whole damn shop. So that's my prediction, that to save the information, the transcription equipment, and take Dedra out at the same time. Unfortunately, Luthen might be the bait, but that's my guess. Yeah. So, yeah. Skipping back and forth here. Oh my God, the Extraction, Mon Mothma, loved it. Loved these guys. I took a screenshot of these guys just stalling their little rebellions, and the guy in the hotel saying the line, is what dreams, hope is what rebellions are made of, or something like that. Whatever line it was echoed in Rogue One again. But the little rebellions, that the people, just not opening the door, and Mon's speech, awesome speech, amazing actress, and just the way Andor had to kill like at least three people or whatever it was, and he's just, welcome to the rebellion, and love that whole sequence. And we know that it's eventually the Ghost crew that meets up with her, and I just really think how they did that was just perfect, was absolutely seamless. And it might have been a really big distraction to introduce the part of the Ghost crew. They just had it done off screen. The final, so the final meeting point. But the Mon's speech was absolutely spot on. The Gorman Massacre, spot on. Oh, and then even everybody's been noticing they'll put it up here, K2SOs, the security droids, markings, and that one security droid that was kind of looking at Cyril for a second, maybe having some personality, or he's got a little bit of a different programming, and that's probably K2SO that was looking up at him. A little Easter egg there, because of the markings on his the blaster, the wear and tear. That was probably him. So that was awesome. Can't wait. Boy, they're gonna have to pack a lot into the next 3 episodes. I really hope we finally get to see Saw Gerrera in some action. I mean, we've seen him a lot of talk in Rogue One, him orchestrating a lot of stuff. We've seen him in Rebels, but I mean, I want to just see something. And boy, it would be great to see Luthen's ship with the giant lightsaber beams that came flying out of it in season 1. I really wish, I don't know if they'll have time for that, but they've got a lot of work to do to make a finale as good as the Gorman Massacre and Mon's extraction from Coruscant. But yeah, so stay tuned to the end of the video. It's coming up here in a couple seconds, and it's just me taking apart a vintage Star Destroyer and what I was working with to take it apart. I did a couple clips because I'm mailing it to someone and wanted to let them know how I, how to put it back together and so forth. So just can't wait to Andor, the final finale. The K2SO, I can't wait for how they, I mean, it's going to be another year jump, and it's going to take us right up to the edge of Rogue One and to the Rings of Kafir. Yeah, that's it. I actually remembered that. Anyway, and just my predictions. I mean, maybe there'll be a post episode thing where Bix might be. That'd be really interesting to just give us a glimmer of something of where she went, and yeah, and then how Luthen and Kleya are gonna end up, and Luthen's backstory and Kleya's backstory. Can't wait to see those. So stay tuned. Here we are. We're wrapping it up with some Star Wars vintage. Hit me up if you want a C-3PO. I've got a really, really nice minty C-3PO. Put a comment below, and I'll get you a smoking deal on any of these figures. Got a Admiral Akbar here. Got a FX7 right here. I've got a vintage Death Star droid that is going to get painted. I'm going to finally paint his silver eyes right there. So if you are watching my channel, I'm really trying to grow a community. Let me know if you like the car videos more. Please comment below. If you've lasted through all the way to the end of the video, we got vintage Boba Fett for sale. I got a rough one, not a rough one, but yeah, it was this one right here. He'd be $50 shipped. Comment below, and we'd love to get you some vintage Star Wars figures and ships, and then check out Fletch Films Vintage Collector on my Facebook page. Again, I've got over 800 subscribers on that Facebook page, collecting and buying and selling vintage Star Wars toys. See you on Andor. May the Force be with you. Stay tuned. Here's the Star Destroyer. So in putting this thing back together, I mean, I was able to wiggle this piece out good, and all the tabs. Thank God this thing's pretty durable. So yeah, definitely don't want to break the tabs. So just sure it'll pop into place, and I'm gonna wiggle this one out. So I'm gonna pause the tape, and this is the next one we got to get in. Definitely need some cleaning. Yep. And I'm probably, and by the way, little tip, a little bit of lighter fluid, like barbecue lighter fluid, helps to clean off like stuff, and brake fluid, just a little bit. Little tip, it gets Sharpie off too. So I'm probably gonna lift this up and take the chamber out to then get this on correctly. I take that back. I just got my fingernail underneath there and just kind of wiggled it till it kind of came out. Yep. So, yep, that'll just pop in there later on. And put it back together. Lift this out. So I got the back piece off, but frankly, it always scares me. I was about to wiggle this one off, and I could have sworn this wiggles off, but I don't want to finesse it anymore. Like, I can't remember if someone could have glued this in or not. I'm not going to investigate it anymore, but this sucker's on there and it doesn't want to seem to slide off, and I don't want to, torque it. So, and then I know there's a mechanism in here that works on this one. I actually have a I don't know if I rebuilt this one. I've rebuilt so many of them. It does do the clicking thing. Let's see if I can make it do it. When you move the gun, there it is. When you move it back and forth. Okay. That moves back and forth. Yep. So again, I don't want to mess with that whole mechanism. So I'm going to leave this intact, like this. And I wouldn't really try to finesse this one off because it seems like it's on there. Obviously, these ones come off the bottom. Yep, cool.